Welcome to Western Australia, a state known for its rugged beauty and vast landscapes. But did you know that this state almost didn't become part of Australia at all? In the late 19th century, when Australian colonies were discussing the possibility of federation, Western Australia was hesitant to join. The state had a strong sense of independence and saw little benefit in joining the other colonies. The state relied heavily on its trade and transportation links with the British Empire, and many West Australians feared that federation would disrupt those ties. Plus, the long distance from the east coast to Western Australia was also a factor, because it made it harder for the state to even participate in the federation process. In 1898, a referendum was held in Western Australia to decide whether or not to join the federation. The vote was close, but ultimately, the majority of West Australians decided to stay out of the federation. After the federation was agreed to by the states, however, Western Australia saw the benefits of being part of the new nation. The state's economy was heavily dependent on exports, and they realised that being part of the federation would provide a larger market for their products. Additionally, the state government saw the benefits of the federal government's power to regulate trade and commerce. Furthermore, Western Australia also began to see the benefits of being part of a larger national defence system. Gaining access to the federal government's funding for infrastructure projects was also attractive. The state government also saw that being part of the federation would improve the communication and transportation links with the other colonies, which would greatly benefit the state's economy. In 1900, another referendum was held. This time, the majority of Western Australians voted in favour of joining the rest of Australia. On January 1, 1901, Western Australia became the last state to join the Federation and officially became part of the Commonwealth of Australia. Despite this, there are still those in WA who advocate for independence. The movement has had various levels of support throughout the years, with some advocating for complete independence, while others have pushed for greater autonomy within the Federation. As time has passed, the movement has shifted its focus towards cultural and political differences between Western Australia and Australia as a whole. Some have argued that Western Australia's unique history and culture are ignored by the eastern states, where the majority of the population actually lives. In recent years, the movement has gained more attention, largely due to the feeling that Western Australia is not getting its fair share of the wealth generated from its resources, and that the state's infrastructure and public services are underfunded. Some have also argued that the state's voice is not being heard in the national political arena. The West Australian government was recently able to leverage its frustration to get a much larger cut of the nation's GST revenue. Because while the federal government isn't really worried about a WA exit, they are worried about losing West Australian votes. It's worth noting that the independence movement is a minority movement and has not gained significant traction since Federation. While the movement has been active for over a century, it has never gained any real support, and the state government has shown zero interest in pushing for it. Still, it's worth remembering that if West Australians had held their nerve over 100 years ago and voted no again to join the Federation, Australia could have looked very, very different.